Cleopatra was history's ultimate seductive political mastermind. She sneaked into a royal palace hidden inside a simple rug. She outmaneuvered her own brother to seize absolute power. She spoke 9 distinct languages with perfect fluid grace. She actively captured the hearts of Rome's greatest conquerors. She declared himself the living reincarnation of a goddess. She dissolved a priceless pearl in vinegar just to win a bet. Her brilliant strategic mind almost altered the destiny of Rome. Today, her legendary name stands for unmatched imperial ambition. This is the captivating chronicle of her deadly charm. The legendary queen was born in the year 69 BCE into the powerful, Greek-descended Ptolemaic dynasty of Egypt. She grew up in the magnificent Mediterranean capital city of Alexandria, a global hub of wealth and knowledge. Her family had ruled Egypt for nearly 3 centuries following the sudden death of Alexander the Great. Unlike her royal ancestors, she actually took the time to learn the native Egyptian language to win public support. She spent her youth studying advanced mathematics, complex philosophy, international law, and regional political strategy. When her father passed away, she was forced to marry her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, to share the throne. Her ambitious brother quickly fell under the influence of corrupt advisors who violently drove Cleopatra out of Egypt. She fled to the harsh eastern desert, where she immediately began assembling a massive mercenary army to reclaim power. At that exact moment, the great Roman general Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria to settle the Egyptian royal dispute. If you love these gripping tales of absolute historical ambition, please like this video right now. Cleopatra realized she needed to meet Caesar privately before her brother could poison the Roman general's mind. She secretly sailed back to Alexandria under the cover of darkness with only a single loyal servant accompanying her. Her servant wrapped her tightly inside a large hemp sack or a colorful woven bed rug to hide her from guards. The servant carried the bundle directly into Caesar's private palace chambers, claiming it was an important royal gift. When the bundle was untied, the young queen dramatically stepped out, completely stunning the powerful Roman general. Caesar was utterly captivated by her sharp wit, her confident political vision, and her mesmerizing melodic voice. With Roman military backing, Cleopatra successfully defeated her brother's forces in a brutal and chaotic civil war. Her young brother tragically drowned in the Nile River while trying to escape the advancing Roman legions. She officially secured her position as the undisputed ruler of Egypt, co-reigning with an even younger brother. She gave birth to a son named Caesarion, claiming the boy was Julius Caesar's only true biological child. She traveled to the city of Rome in grand luxury, staying in Caesar's private villa and sparking massive public scandals. The traditional Roman senators grew deeply suspicious of her growing influence over their supreme military leader. Following the shocking assassination of Julius Caesar on the Ides of March, Cleopatra rapidly fled back to Egypt. The Roman world quickly fractured into another bloody civil war between Caesar's assassins and his loyal successors. A powerful Roman general named Mark Antony emerged as the ruler of the wealthy eastern Roman provinces. Antony officially summoned Cleopatra to meet him in Tarsus to answer questions about her loyalty during the war. Make sure to subscribe to Stickman Chronicles because we drop epic history content every single day. Cleopatra decided to stage one of the most magnificent and expensive grand entrances in human history. She sailed up the Cydnus River on a majestic golden barge featuring purple silken sails and silver oars. She dressed as Aphrodite, the goddess of love, while young boys fanned her like mythical cupids. The air was completely filled with a rich scent of expensive perfumes, leaving Antony completely mesmerized. Antony fell deeply in love with her, completely abandoning his political duties in Rome to stay by her side. The couple spent a wild winter in Alexandria, forming a legendary drinking society called the Inimitable Livers. They routinely dressed in simple civilian clothes to play practical jokes on normal citizens in the dark streets. She fathered 3 children with Antony, securing massive new territories for her expanding Egyptian empire. Back in Rome, Antony's brilliant political rival, Octavian, used these events to launch a massive propaganda war. Octavian claimed that Antony had completely lost his sanity and surrendered his Roman honor to a foreign queen. The Roman Senate officially declared war not on Antony, but directly on the dangerous queen Cleopatra herself. The conflict reached its ultimate climax at the historic naval battle of Actium off the coast of Greece. Cleopatra personally commanded her own royal fleet of warships alongside Antony's massive Roman vessels. Seeing the battle turn against them, Cleopatra suddenly panicked and ordered her ships to retreat back to Egypt. Antony foolishly abandoned his own fighting soldiers to follow her barge, destroying his military reputation forever. She heavily fortified the naval harbors of Alexandria, anticipating the inevitable arrival of the hostile Roman fleet. She centralized control over the royal grain reserves to ensure her soldiers remained well-fed during the impending Roman siege. She routinely hoarded massive amounts of foreign currencies to fund her emergency defensive military operations. She ordered her royal alchemists to test various lethal poisons on condemned prisoners to find the most painless death. She frequently engaged in complex theological debates with high priests to reinforce her divine status as the living Isis. She established new international trade routes extending into India to bypass the hostile Roman economic blockades. She created highly organized spy rings within the Roman Senate to monitor Octavian's political movements in real time. She ordered the quick construction of a massive, multi-tiered stone mausoleum filled with her finest royal treasures. She wore the elaborate traditional cobra crown of Egypt during all grand military reviews to project absolute authority. She actively manipulated local currency exchange values to severely undermine the economic stability of Roman merchants in Alexandria. She personally directed the rebuilding of the Great Library of Alexandria after it suffered severe accidental fire damage. She negotiated private non-aggression pacts with neighboring Arab kingdoms to secure her eastern border desert routes. She created specialized light cavalry units specifically trained to combat the heavy armor of invading Roman legionnaires. She routinely distributed free olive oil and wheat to the common peasants to maintain absolute domestic popularity. She wrote extensive medical and cosmetic manuals detailing unique herbal remedies used by the Egyptian royal court. She successfully integrated elite Gaulish and Roman mercenaries directly into her private palace guard units. She designed advanced water-lifting mechanisms to easily supply her grand fortress palaces with fresh Nile water. She routinely held grand athletic games in Alexandria to distract the public from the growing threat of foreign war. She constructed a massive network of watchtowers along the Mediterranean coastline to detect enemy ships early. She managed the vast wealth of the state treasury with absolute precision, making Egypt the richest prize in antiquity. Octavian's victorious army rapidly marched across the desert, completely surrounding the city of Alexandria. Realizing that all hope was permanently lost, Cleopatra retreated into her massive, heavily fortified stone tomb. She sent a false message to Antony stating that she had already committed suicide to escape the Romans. Grief-stricken by the terrible news, Antony stabbed himself with his own sword and died in her weeping arms. Octavian captured Cleopatra alive, intending to parade her through the streets of Rome in heavy golden chains. The proud queen refused to ever become a trophy of Roman triumph, choosing absolute death over deep public humiliation. She smuggled a deadly Egyptian ASP, or toxic poison, into her royal chambers, hidden inside a basket of fresh figs. She dressed in her finest royal robes, placed her golden crown on her head, and quietly allowed the venom to take her. She passed away peacefully at the age of 39, ending the 3,000-year-old lineage of the Pharaohs. Octavian ordered his soldiers to track down and execute her young son Caesarion to prevent any future claims to Rome. Her other children were spared and brought back to Rome to be raised by Antony's former, faithful Roman wife. The historic kingdom of Egypt was officially annexed, becoming a wealthy private province of the new Roman Empire. Her final resting place was kept completely secret by the Romans to prevent her followers from building a shrine. The exact location of her mysterious tomb remains completely undiscovered by modern archaeologists to this very day. She successfully proved to the ancient world that a woman could rule the Mediterranean through pure diplomatic genius. She single-handedly shattered the regional expectations of her era through absolute, undisputed mastery of international statecraft. Her name became an eternal legend, celebrated for centuries in countless global theatrical productions and epic literature. During the modern era, her powerful likeness became the ultimate definition of exotic beauty and political cunning. Historians still study her economic policies to understand how she maintained Egypt's vast wealth during global chaos. Her inspiring legacy directly paved the way for the official transition of Rome from a republic to an empire. Today, vibrant museum exhibits and beautiful classical artwork celebrate her incredible legacy across the globe. Her epic life continues to heavily inspire major characters in global anime shows, complex video games, and modern films. She successfully rose from the corruption of her family to become the most iconic queen in human history. She demonstrated that a ruler's sheer intellect could completely manipulate the most powerful generals on the planet. Her unique blend of cultural adaptation and aggressive diplomacy heavily influenced Mediterranean politics for generations. She spent her entire youth working tirelessly to explore the truth and maintain the ultimate independence of Egypt. The master inspirational leader left behind an eternal legacy of unmatched physical bravery and supreme political authority. She successfully balanced the complex politics of the Roman triumvirate with a life of pure national devotion. His life remains history's greatest example of ultimate individual power maintained through absolute strategic confidence. From her quiet youth in the grand libraries to her final legendary breath in Alexandria, she was completely unmatched. She permanently redefined the boundaries of human ambition and creative leadership for many generations to come. Her complex economic achievements and diplomatic tactics are still studied by historical academics around the globe today. She remains an immortal icon of Western history who chose raw imperial glory over a submissive lifestyle at every turn. The world will likely never see another universal mind quite like the last Pharaoh of the Nile. His memory continues to inspire millions of people through books, television historical documentaries, and beautiful artwork. She began her life as a clever royal daughter and ended it as a timeless legend of world history. Her legendary exploits remind us that true vision leaves a permanent mark upon the very culture of a nation. Smash that like button if you were blown away by this ancient legendary seductive queen. Subscribe to Stickman Chronicles right now to join our growing community of history lovers. We upload brand new history videos every single day, so you never miss an epic tale. Leave a comment below letting us know which historical figure we should cover in our next video. Thank you so much for watching this deep dive into ancient political spirit. See you tomorrow for another wild story on Stickman Chronicles.